खाने में क्या है?
खाने में क्या है?
खाने में क्या है? अरे खाने में क्या है?
अरे सब कुछ है।
हाँ, अच्छा सब कुछ है. I grew up in a colony of like Punjabis. So I identify most with Punjabi culture. I speak like a Punjabi. I have my demeanor is like a Punjabi. Although I have no Punjabi blood. वो खाने से ज़्यादा माल के बारे में थी.
अच्छा,
You know the माल.
माल के बारे में.
The very famous माल.
Did you learn any Gujarati along the way?
Yeah, little bit.
Yeah, little bit. Bad
So-
words?
Hey, Duffer. But he said something very nice. He's like, food is not about what the food is. It's about the community you build around it. And he really believes in that.
But it's true.
You know, and
It's absolutely true.
it is
बहुत ही कम बार ऐसा होता है कि एक पूरी हिंदी फिल्म खाने पर बनती है या खाने बनाने वाले या वाली पर बनती है. ऐसी ही एक फिल्म है तरला और आज के एपिसोड में हम मिलने वाले हैं तरला की लीड एक्ट्रेस हुमा कुरैशी से. So let's meet the fabulous, the talented Huma Qureshi. We have come to Maharaja Bhog in Juhu. तो मिलते हैं हुमा कुरैशी से और उन्हें पूछते हैं कि खाने में क्या है. And so here we are. Huma, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me here for this lovely show and lovely meal. I'm very excited.
But we have to eat properly because this
Of
film
course.
is all about food.
It is about.
But before we get absolutely into the film, जो आपने तो शुरुआत की गैंग्स ऑफ वसेपुर के साथ, वो एक काफी sort of कैसे कहें रूरल और इस किस्म की फिल्म थी.
Yeah.
वहाँ से आप कर रही है बायोपिक, which is it's a task in itself when
Yeah.
you're doing the role of a person जो हाल ही में गुजर गई है, about 10-15 years ago only. So what are the sort of challenges of doing a biopic?
Well, honestly, it is my first biopic, so I was very nervous because it's a challenge. You're right, like and you know, so many people know her. She's so loved, and like, there are videos of her, interviews of her, shows, all of that. So I'm like, अगर खराब किया तो बहुत डांट पड़ेगी, बहुत backlash मिलेगा. So that pressure is always there, and but you know the beautiful thing was that we were shooting one day, and Tarlaji's kids, her family, they had sent me some of her clothes. So for one of the scenes, I was actually wearing her sari, which is actually the engagement scene where Nalin, the guy,
Her husband,
played by Sharib, he comes to see me. तो मैंने उनकी साड़ी पहनी थी और उसी दिन उनके बच्चे आए थे. And Renu, her daughter, like,
oh no,
she held my hand and like, you know, she's obviously much older. Suddenly I'm seeing this lady with like slightly like silver hair, like holding me and saying, "Oh, but you're playing my mother." And that moment now was such a surreal moment for me because I'm like, wow, this is such a massive responsibility, right?
Correct.
To play someone's family, someone's mother, but also like the legacy that she has. So that day I was a bit like, I don't know, something happened and I hugged her and I said, no, I hope like we do justice to your mom's
but it's a
memory.
good moment, isn't it?
It's a very beautiful moment because I was also like, it got very emotional for me because I'm like, imagine if somebody had to play my mother. Like I'd always be like, "Arey mama, it was not like that." You know, you get so possessive about your
Yes.
people and your family. So I think you know they will be happy with the film. I hope they feel that we've done justice to her memory. And in fact, we met Renuji at the trailer launch, and she said, "No, you have the same laughter like my mother did." And I was like, that is such a sweet compliment.
But you're right because you know I saw the promos and the minute I saw the thumbnail, I said Tarla. I mean, actually that's fantastic because nobody really.
And it means so much coming from you because you actually knew her, right?
I knew her.
Yeah.
I knew her, and then I said, let me see who's playing Tarla. And then I said Huma, and I said Huma. She's managed to get the essence of Tarla because I've met Tarla, I've interviewed Tarla,
Yeah.
I've done a show with her, and so it was just fabulous. But this is not your first interview with me,
No.
and it is not your first tryst with food.
No?
आपने एक फिल्म पहली की थी जो भी खाने के बारे में थी.
लव शास्त्र चिकन खुराना. वो खाने से ज्यादा माल के बारे में थी.
अच्छा,
You know the माल.
माल के बारे में.
The very famous माल.
But that
When
was
you could
also
crack
about-
jokes about these things, you know, you put a little mal in Khana and everyone's happy.
I'm not. I think इस खाने में बिल्कुल माल नहीं है.
ये माला माल खाना है.
तो मंगाए क्या खाना?
Please यार खिला दो. So tell me about today's food
Today's food is purely vegetarian. Maharaja Bhog has Gujrati and Rajasthani food.
Lovely.
I will ask for a menu so that we know what is on the menu
Yeah.
today. Today's menu. आज का
See, because
menu-
food is all about the senses, right?
It is.
You have to see,
It is,
hear,
it is.
smell, taste. It's a full
everything
and intellectually low कि अच्छा हम ये खा रहे हैं.
अच्छा ऐसा भी है क्या? Intellectual मैं
पता तो होना चाहिए ना कि जाके रहे पेट में.
लेकिन देखिए ये presentation देखिए nice.
Lovely.
'brass का.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So we've got first of all we are in the season of आमरस. आम तो आमरस है. आमरस पूरी तो होगी. फरसान में पालक भरवा रोल है. खट्टा ढोकला है. दाल बाटी चूरमा है.
Love.
पनीर वेज कढ़ाई. कॉर्न अचारी. आलू.
Aloo is always good. Always.
आलू तो चाहिए.
Aloo is a good idea. Always, yeah.
आलू is a good idea. गट्टे की सब्जी.
गट्टे की सब्जी.
दाल कड़ी फरसान बहुत सारा है.
Lovely.
बहुत सारा
Amazing.
है. Yeah.
खिला दो भैया.
ये खिला दो शुरुआत कर दो. So while the food comes, आपका और खाने का पुराना रिश्ता है. Your father was a restaurateur.
Is. So my dad started Saleem's in Delhi in 1977. तो अभी कुछ साल में मतलब we'll almost be 50. That's insane, yeah.
Did you grow up around food?
Fully. We have a food family. Mom is a Kashmiri, so she makes very interesting Kashmiri, Delhi, some
cuisine.
mishmash
Okay.
cuisine at home. And dad is hardcore Mughlai, and he loves his kebabs and his nihari and his biryani and all of that. So बचपन में I was a popular kid because all the kids were like तेरे घर से खाना खिलाना, restaurant से खाना खिलाना. So thank you. So yeah, so all the kids wanted free food or at least discounted food. The only time I agreed to give them free food was for Eid. Because I'm like, is this open house hai? Mom is making khana. I've ordered from Saleem also. Come home.
You come home and eat.
Don't ask me for food otherwise.
Otherwise, no. Otherwise, they'll say, what is in your dabba today?
Yeah. Kesar and chandan. Sharbat.
केसर और चंदन का शरबत.
Oh, it smells really nice.
It's nice, no? Kesar. What I like about Gujarati or vegetarian thali is the amount of condiments that come.
Yeah.
जो चटनियाँ आती है, अचार आता है,
पापड़, ये वो.
पापड़,
Yeah.
फरसान.
Extra.
थाली का यही मजा है. इतना सारा खाना आता
What
है.
is this? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 batis
12
and then
batis.
all this other.
Plus all the condiments.
The condiments actually are the
most
the
fun.
main thing.
Most
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
चलो तो मैम प्लीज शुरुआत कीजिएगा.
जी.
हाँ, as like a formal host मैं कह रहा हूँ.
I love Tarla promotions. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Chas.
Yeah. So talking about the film again, है तो ये बायोपिक, है तो ये खाने के बारे में, खाना पकाने के बारे में, खाना खाने के बारे में, लेकिन ये एक औरत के संघर्ष के बारे में भी है ना ये स्टोरी.
I think Tarla is a film, of course, जो protagonist हैं वो एक is a lady,
हाँ.
but it could be about anybody. It's about basically the homegrown India entrepreneur story. आजकल जो हम जो बोलते हैं ना कि मतलब entrepreneur spirit is so high, but she was the OG entrepreneur. She was the first one, to have her own cookbook. She started with actually tuition classes for cooking, which was unheard of back in the day, right? Then she was the first one to have a cookbook, her own show, and was a Padma Shri awardee. अरे वाह, ये क्या है? Veg pulao. Right now, all this influencer culture is so high, right? Every 18-year-old is making their own YouTube videos and trying to be an expert.
Yeah.
But she was the real one who actually did it. And of course, the important thing is that she did after she got married and had her kids. Because
that is a
yeah,
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, see, because also back in the day, like our mother's generation, it was very like I heard my mom say this as well. कि अरे हमको बोला गया कि शादी कर लो and then do whatever you want to do after marriage. So as a result, so many women got married. And then they got into the whole rut of the domestic life with kids and responsibilities. So by the time the kids are grown up, you're like, what do I do with myself?
Yeah. Because for years I've done nothing.
I've done nothing now.
Taken care of the house.
Exactly. So I think that's when she realized the only thing she knew was to cook. And did she cook up a storm then?
Really?
And she cooked her way out of the kitchen because she was told, oh, this 4x8 kitchen is your life and this is where it's supposed to be. And she said, you know what, I'm going to cook myself out of it. So you couldn't put her in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen, but you couldn't put her there.
But she was out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Please eat. Please
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
So while making this film, did you get a chance to cook? Do you cook at all?
I prefer eating. I think I'm a better.
I like that.
I prefer eating.
Yeah. Of course, so do I. Yeah.
Oh, this dhokla is too good.
I hit into the dal bati immediately.
Oh,
Mm.
You cook?
I do occasionally, but I get very bored to cook for one person or two people.
Yeah.
If I have some incentive,
Yeah.
किसी को impress करना है, तो मैं थोड़ी मेहनत लेके, but I need 3 assistants while cooking.
Yeah. ये काट दो,
Yeah.
ये chop कर दो, वो धो दो.
Come like an artist and do the finishing.
I mean, I can't cook, so I anyway am a hardcore non-vegetarian, right? So this film was such a challenge for me. I was telling Piyush, my director, who's wonderful actually. It's his first film as a director, but he's been a writer with Nitish Tiwari, Dangal, Chichore, all these wonderful films. So I'm like, sir, आपने ना बहुत confidence है आपको मेरी abilities, because you know now people know what a great actor I am, because I'm looking at chicken and saying chee, and I'm looking at like dhokla and saying
Wow! I'm assuming that if there are scenes in the film where you're physically cooking, you need to either practice it or you need to have some natural skill of cooking,
yeah.
or you're then just such a good actor that you can make it completely make believe.
I used to watch my mother cook, you know, and my mother's she cooks in a very gangster style, and my mother is hardcore like biryani, nihari, paya ban raha hai, ye ho raha hai, and these are like difficult things to make, right? And when she's working, she's like an artist. Like I feel like she'll give instructions to somebody, ye kar do, wo kapde sukha do, and then she'll be making something, then she'll leave it, come back, wo band kar do. It was a lot of like ease and confidence. Like
Multitasking.
Yeah, like when I'm cooking, I'll be like, acha brown ho gaya, kitna brown hua, you know, we'll be very like observing the food. She just knows. So I was like, this is what actually most like women who cook every day, 3 meals a day, every day of their lives, know, because this is like now second nature.
It's just coming naturally.
You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's just coming naturally. So I'm like, this is what I need to imbibe. You know? So the first day we were shooting, in fact, Piyush threw me in the deep end. And we obviously started with the kitchen shots where I'm supposed to pack a dabba for my husband, get the kids ready, ये fry करो, वो डब्बा करो, ये pack करो, ये ऐसे करो, वैसे करो, तुम्हारे मोजे वहाँ रखे. That whole madness we kind of captured, and actually gave me something. I realized like a lot of women now, because they're multitasking, their mind is saying something, their zaban is saying something, their hand is saying something, so they use a lot of hand gestures. So I try to get that in my performance for Tarla.
Oh, that is very interesting. Because you are actually, what you're doing is a fully choreographed scene of things that you're not really familiar doing on a normal day.
Yeah.
It's quite a task. I mean, dialogue deliveries and emotions is one thing, but this is like just to do business on set.
When you're doing business in a scene, it just makes it like more real, as opposed to like you say a dialogue and then you eat a bite, then you say what? No, it's live. Like how we are talking, we're eating and chatting and like, you know.
So I've not stopped eating at all. While you're talking, I'm eating.
Why should you?
I'm feeling shameful that we have sat here and we've just talked about kebabs, nihari, halim.
That is true actually.
Yeah. So did you learn to make any Gujarati food during this time?
I can tell you one thing, I can make a perfectly gold roti.
That's an achievement, huh?
That is quite an achievement.
Yeah.
I did not even know I could do it. वो action बोला director ने, so action बोलते ही I'm just like, something happens, right? So I was just going like, I was like, what? Did you see that? They're like, yeah, we shot it on camera. I'm like, but it's gold. It happened. Like, I can do this. I didn't know I could do this.
You didn't have to cut to somebody else doing it close up.
No.
Fabulous.
So I did not learn any Gujarati food, but I was talking to my dad, right? And Saleem's, of course, is a hardcore like Mughlai thing. And he saw the trailer and he loved the trailer. My dad feels very happy when I do any kind of food film or whatever. He thinks it's a way of taking his legacy forward. And I said, Dad, Tarla ji was a vegetarian. He was about pleasures of vegetarian cooking. We're like a Mughlai food
restaurant, yeah. Kebab,
eatery,
shabab.
yeah. But he said something very nice. He's like, food is not about what the food is. It's about the community you build around it. And he really believes in that.
But it's true.
You know, and it is true. And then he saw the trailer, he said, batata mussalam kya hai? Because the trailer, what she used to do, so I explained to my dad, what Tarla ji used to do, ki murg mussalam liya, and she used to take out the murg, chicken, and replace it with like a vegetarian option. So it became batata mussalam. And he was so like taken in by the idea. He's like, you know what, we're going to make batata mussalam at Saleem's.
Because she literally invented food.
Yeah.
According to me, she is responsible for bringing pasta into the country.
Yeah. Chinese.
Chinese. Indian vegetarian Chinese food. She's the one person who brought it in.
Yeah.
So-
Look at the cultural significance.
Yeah, and
Right.
and the sad thing is we tend to forget. We have today a lot of television chefs and a lot of Instagram people.
Yeah.
But that original pioneer, we tend to forget.
What I love about her was she was not like a host. She was a nice, sweet neighborhood lady.
Yeah.
Would be like, "Ye laddu banaya,
Yeah,
kha le."
kha le.
You know?
Correct.
And she carried that charm and that ease and that there's a friendly neighborhood vibe onto the screen as well. Like she was not polished, she was not cool. And I feel like that is so important, right, to tell that story because it will make every woman and man feel ki, oh, I could be a hero of my life. I can achieve something, I can do something. And even if it's cooking, I can actually make it into something like life-changing, not just for myself, but for people as well.
And you are creating your own opportunities.
Yeah.
You're not depending upon कि
Yeah.
my father is going to do this for me. I've got these godfathers over there.
Nothing.
खुद का बना रहे हैं सब.
Correct.
So, did you learn any Gujarati along the way?
Yeah, little bit.
Yeah, little bit. Bad
So-
words.
Hey, Dafod. Nakamo. See, any language, you have to start with the bad words.
Always.
That's when you really get the
essence.
now I know the language, the
absolute
essence of the language. So you know the interesting thing is that I was raised in a Muslim family, but I grew up in a colony of like Punjabis. So I identify most with Punjabi culture. I speak like a Punjabi. I have my demeanor is like a Punjabi. Although I have no Punjabi blood in that sense. So when we were researching Tarla ji, I realized that she's a Gujarati lady, but her whole life was around Marathis. So the way she spoke her Gujarati also was very Marathi-esque.
Really?
Yeah, and some of the words she used in English were very polished. So me and Hetal, who is my accent teacher on this, we literally sat down, watched her interviews, and he made like a glossary of terms of how she said certain things. Like she didn't say salad, she said salad.
Salad.
Salad is a very
Salad is a Marathi
it's
word.
a very
Yeah.
Marathi way of saying it, right? So similarly, things like this we picked up, and it happens to all of us, right? Like there are certain things I say in a very Punjabi Delhi way, right?
The rhythm comes.
The rhythm of it, what comes naturally to you. So we try to break that down. Actually made a glossary of terms of which word she said like what.
And you had videos to follow.
And we had lots of videos to follow. And we, of course, wanted to capture her essence. What is her vibe? The use of her hands, the half-finished words, the not. She wasn't really polished in that sense in how she spoke. And we wanted to capture that rawness. You know, because that rawness is what is beautiful actually.
It is.
You know, so
Yeah. No, I must see the film, and all of you all must go and see the film also.
7 July.
7th July. In the promo itself, I realized when I saw you with that shock of black hair, that bob cut, if I may call it that.
Yeah.
And I said, God, she's managed to get the you know, I don't know, you get an overall impact of the character you're playing. Although you're terribly pretty and beautiful,
Thank you.
with no disrespect to anybody else. But it was really
Yeah.
nice.
No, I was a little conscious of the fact that I don't look like her. She was a much shorter lady. I'm much taller, very petite. Our face doesn't look the same. I have a much longer face. Her face was a bit more like broader from here. And me and Piyush, we were like constantly thinking, how do we do it? Because you know, I hate as an audience when I see like biopics and I go like, that actor did not do the mehnat.
Yeah, mehnat.
And that would give me like sleepless nights. So we were toying with the idea, what should we do? Should we do some prosthetic work? So Piyush is like, height ka to kuch nahi kar sakte, jaane do. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on the performance of it, right? We had to, like what you said, capture her spirit, capture her essence. Of course, I was working on my speech and my acting and my mannerisms, but I was like, how do we physically now do this? Because I don't want people to be like, "Acha, Huma hai." I wanted people to be like,
No, absolutely.
"Yeah, Huma hai." Like that should be the vibe. So prosthetic we couldn't do because we were shooting in like extreme heat. And Piyush was joking. Imagine you're cooking and your nose is falling into the khana, like melt ho gaya, prosthetic naak. So we toyed with all the glasses. I've tried at least 100 glasses of every shape and size possible because she used to wear glasses. I got this special denture made for myself, which basically makes this part a little broader.
Okay.
And her front two teeth were slightly bigger than mine. So we're like, should we just
Exaggerate that
slightly? Like not too much to make it caricature, but just popping it enough because we wanted to capture the toothy smile, the very cute, endearing smile that she had. And somehow, वो भी हमने बहुत try किए, different mouth pieces. Of course, when you're aging also, I had to wear another piece here because then it
You
makes
did
this-
wear little
I did.
for this
Because
part.
I'm playing from 20 to 50, right? So I had to play when she just is in college, meets her husband, gets married, has her children, and of course she achieves success much later in life.
True.
So those bits I wanted to like get this part of the jaw to sag a little bit. So So that was fun. And I think I'm at that age in my life where I can play 20s and 40s, 50s as well. So I was just having fun.
Also,
with
it's
the
not
entire
only
thing.
the age in life. You're at a time in our lives where you're getting very interesting work. People are writing different films. People are trying to experiment with characters.
Yeah.
Female actors are getting good roles,
Yeah,
which
finally.
10, 12 years ago they weren't. You know, so which is just looking up. Everything is just looking up.
No, it's phenomenal actually. And you're right. A few years ago, this was not the choice of characters we were getting.
So, what do you
People
do?
were writing, oh ये
The
हीरो
usual,
की
yeah.
जर्नी है
हाँ.
और आप क्या कर रहे हो 2 गाने
उसके
एक
साथ
सीन
हुआ.
और अच्छा दिखना है
हाँ,
आपको कॉस्ट्यूम वॉस्ट्यूम देख लो अपना क्या पहन रहे हो and I'm like but that's so limiting to
So before
to
they
do.
present the script to you, they say आपके costumes discuss करते हैं.
yeah and I'm like no I'm an actor please
Yeah.
take me seriously
Yeah.
give me that respect
Correct?
this gatte ki sabzi is too good
It is, isn't it?
it's quite nice
Yeah. I have eaten up all the dal bati churma.
yeah also quite lovely
Yeah.
the magic is the ghee
It is.
but what's your favorite cuisine
Oh, it's a very difficult question. I tend to say my ghar ka
Khana.
food khana, but I really like Kerala food,
I love
especially from Calicut. The food is very good. And
Well,
there-
I've been to Kochi. I've had food there. It's
oh, Kochi food is also great. Huh?
bit fab.
So generally, it's a cuisine which I like because
The appams and the parathas and the gravies.
Kerala has 3 distinct communities and 3 distinct cuisines. You got the Hindu vegetarian sadhya, you got the Muslim maplaf cuisine, which is very different, and the Syrian Christian food.
Oh,
Which is,
wow.
so you got the Hindu, Muslim, and the Catholic.
Love it.
The Christian, not
Love
Catholic.
it.
And you got these lovely, you know. That's why I like Kerala food. And there is distinct difference, but there is similarity because the region is the same.
Yeah. The spices, no?
Spices, coconut. So Huma, thank you very much for coming on the episode. I wish you best of luck for the film.
Thank you.
7 तारीख को
7 July को.
7 जुलाई को
Z5 पे.
Z5 पे film is called Tarla, starring Huma Qureshi and Sharib, who's also an old
Sharib,
friend.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From
He's
MTV
lovely.
days. MTV days. Yeah.
He's lovely.
He's a lovely
so
fellow.
good in the film.
Yeah.
He's lovely in the film. I'm so happy to see good actors get like meaty parts in the opportunities because then they really shine. And I think
know.
you'll be so surprised to see him in this. He's really killed it.
He's a good actor.
Absolutely killed it. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a fab fellow.
It's fab.
Superb. So, अगर आपको ये एपिसोड अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज राइट टू अस, शेयर,
Subscribe.
सब्सक्राइब,
और क्या?
कमेंट और जैसे हम कहते हैं हमारे शो पर
क्या
कि
कहते हैं?
आते रहिए, खाते रहिए
हाँ.
और पूछते रहिए
हाँ.
कि खाने में क्या है.
खाने में क्या है?
खाने में क्या है?
खाने में क्या है? अरे खाने में क्या है?
अरे सब कुछ है.
हाँ, अच्छा सब कुछ है.
So I knew Tarla quite
Ah,
well
oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah, I've shot with her also. So in the old show that I used to do, I brought her on as a guest, and I went to her house and I shot. She cooked for me, and then she was very keen that we do a show together.
Actually, also what I think like her important. Like, I remember as a child eating like Chinese. Their mother deferred to like her books. So all Indian housewives have been.
Who taught Indians to cook pasta?
Yeah. Pasta ऐसे बनाते
So
हैं.
that- ऐसे बनाते
Full like desi pasta, but still pasta is
Correct,
pasta.
correct,
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. So